Hey everybody, welcome back to Looking Local. We had the opportunity recently to sit down with Brian Harmon. Brian is the co-founder of Snohomish Film Company, and they leverage storytelling on the video platform to really create engaging content for business owners to share their story and connect with the ideal audience that they're trying to reach. We hope you enjoy this. So, Brian, we've talked a little bit about it, but your history is most interesting to me. People that end up going to California or Hollywood, if you will,
yes,
with a dream. And there's a lot of those stories, but I know you've got one of your own. So
yeah.
talk a little bit about that.
Man,
because you're from here.
I'm from here.
From
Grew up
here.
in Monroe.
Yeah.
I had loved filmmaking my whole life.
Yeah.
My first job I had, I saved up all of my money to buy one of those DV cameras that you can do, and just made. YouTube was just started, and
Sure.
so I was like making stupid films with my friends,
Sure.
just like the worst
Sure.
things ever. But it was so much fun,
Yeah.
and I loved that feeling of bringing people together to
Yeah.
make something.
Yeah.
Was magical.
It is.
And so went to college, but film was sort of this like, oh, it's a hobby. It's just for fun.
Sure.
Couldn't really see a career out of it, because it's either you join an agency making commercials or you
Yep.
go to Hollywood.
Yep.
And I struggle a lot with like self-doubt. And so there's just a lot of like, well, I'm not good enough to do that. So I'm just going to, do something else that I like. I love education. Started going to school for education, then theater.
To be a teacher.
To be a teacher.
Wow.
And then got into theater, and then I had this moment of like, if I think I could get a career in theater, I bet I could get a career in film.
Sure.
So then went to film school in California, and that's where it all started.
Wow.
It was the pursuit of the dream of filmmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. The bringing together of people.
Yeah.
That's fun all by itself, right? You have a
Mhm.
party at your house, or get together, an anniversary, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But to bring people together with the intention of creating something that other people that aren't there are going to get to see, to get kind of a flavor for what was going on.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
It is.
Talk about that.
It has so much power to it. I grew up going to church, and so there's a lot of that. Just like when everyone's gathering together for a specific thing,
Yep.
There's something really powerful about that.
You bet.
And I found a similar thing. Obviously, it's not the same, but a similar thing with filmmaking, where there's just a lot of power in collaboration and community who are working together to accomplish something. Part of why I like theater was a very similar experience for that. And so I think it's just been beyond just making films and telling really good stories, which I love doing. That component of film as a mechanism of bringing community together has been a driving factor of why I like it.
There's an impromptu aspect to bringing these people together, and everybody who's together knows that they're going to be either part of the filming, being filmed, talking.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of inputs,
Yes.
right, from everybody. Everybody's got kind of their perspective, and you got a lot of inputs coming at the same time. How do you manage that?
I learned. So in high school, it was just like, well, I'm the director, so listen to me.
Right, exactly.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah, everybody loves that. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I definitely, if high school me is very different than adult Brian me, but I was very much like show off, showboat, like goofy kid in class who would interrupt the teacher. Like I was kind of a nuisance.
Yeah.
But hopefully I've matured a little bit. But when I went to
we'll
film
ask
school,
your wife.
Yeah, we'll ask her on the next one. But when I went to film school, to your point, there's a hierarchy of you're supporting a director who has a vision.
Sure.
And you have control over this circle that you're in, but ultimately it's for that person's dream or vision. And what film school did for me was help me recognize that ego doesn't have a place in a collaborative experience. It's all about working together to support a bigger vision.
You bet.
And so when I'm working on sets, I'm working on 20 people's film productions. The door just opened from the wind. That's fine. 20 people's visions for film, and I'm just a piece of it. I'm just a component to help that.
Sure.
And then one day when I got that opportunity to direct a film, all those people that I supported are now going to support me. And so really you learn just like ego is not a piece of this. It's just about collaborating for a bigger vision.
We saw that. I've seen, examples of that. You've got different types of personalities. Yesterday, the personality on site was the CEO of this real estate brokerage house, and he's definitely a CEO driver type.
Yeah.
But to see him reach out and get inputs from everybody who was there about the direction this should go was, and then Lawson to manage that, which was really fun.
Yeah.
Well, very good. So that we're going to rewind just a little bit because where people come from is interesting to our listeners. It's definitely interesting to me. You grew up here, right, in Snohomish County. Okay.
Yep.
And talk about your childhood. Talk about your family.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of backstory. Right. Family.
Yeah.
Monroe, of course. But talk about that. The development years up to this young adolescent, now out of high school, getting ready to go to college. Yeah. That's a transition. Yeah. Right. That's one of those inflection points in a person's life. And you had mentioned it already. Younger Brian. You don't see that today. Yeah. Right. You see mature father, husband, filmmaker, business owner. Yeah. But we don't know from where that came from.
The origin story.
Yeah, the origin story. At least a little piece.
Yeah. So my family moved to Monroe when I was 9 from California. We were getting priced out of Silicon Valley because we're, I think there's a few generations of family in that Central California area just boomed. And so my dad was a mechanical engineer. He got a job up here in Washington. So we moved up here. Little did we know the tech market was just going to follow us up here. Yeah. So here we are.
So your dad's the reason.
Yeah. He moved us up here for work. Yeah. And then, he actually, he got cancer and passed away when I was 14. And so that was a huge moment in my life.
Sure.
Just dealing with the grief of losing a father, having a single mother at home. We had a really strong community that supported us through that. Sure. But I think part of how I was maybe raised, or maybe just how I felt I should respond to the passing of a dad, was like, well, I have to show everybody that I'm okay. Like I had to present that everything's fine. Sure. So I don't think I ever fully grieved my dad's passing until I was an adult, until really like 10 years ago. Which is another piece of the story. If this was 3 hours long, we can go into that part of it. But yeah, so a lot of when I talked about being the class clown, being very outspoken, being very loud, a lot of that was a mask that I put up to keep people at arm's length from me. Because I knew if I was that way, people would be like, oh, this guy's fine. Like, he's okay. Sure. Little did I know then, but now I know it was just a barrier that I was putting up between me and other people to keep people from knowing the real me, the me that was hurting, the me that was broken, the me that was, searching for validation from people. Yeah. And so a lot of what actually drew me, the flip side of the community piece of film, a lot of what drew me to that was the validation of people saying, hey, this was really good work. And I got validation from that good work. Sure. And so a lot of it was just me seeking affirmation from people.
Some of that just perpetuates the living that way.
Yeah.
Right. That validation. Oh, this is working. So let me continue to do that.
Yep.
As compared to that authentic, hurt, broken.
Yeah.
Right. Human.
So it was a time for sure. And so I had this moment just to kind of put a little bit of closure on backstory. I had this moment where I applied to film school, kind of my dream film school, and that was my plan. I'm like, I have a direction in life. This is what I'm doing. And then I got it wasn't a rejection letter exactly, but it was like, hey, you're not accepted to this program. You're on the wait list. So, and I was already going to the school. I was like, this is what's happening. Like, I'm here. Let's go. Doing all the prerequisites and stuff. To get that was like, gut punch.
Gut shot.
I was like, this is this is what I'm supposed to do.
Sure.
And I had this moment where I felt a voice inside of me say, you're not supposed to make films for you. you're supposed to make film for something bigger.
Oh,
And it was this moment of like, I was still chasing ego, I was still
sure,
chasing
sure,
validation, all of these
sure.
things. And this moment of like, you're not, I get like, I have these skills or these ambitions or whatever, and it's not supposed to be about me, it's supposed to be about others. And that's the power of storytelling, is to tell other people's stories. Really profound moment for me. I was in a gymnasium during like a school-wide gathering, and I was just like in tears. The next day I was accepted to the film program. So it was this moment of like, okay, like I have this passion for storytelling, and I'm going to use that to lift other people's stories up. And so that's what I've been doing ever since.
Wow, that's inspiring all by itself.
Hmm.
Little insight into the value of patience.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you get to film school,
and
now
I'm in the industry.
I was going to say, you're in the industry, you're learning.
Yes.
Probably sipping from a fire hose, I'm imagining, right?
Yeah.
Especially early on. Talk about that.
Yeah. At film school, the imposter syndrome is real.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with my story of being on the wait list and all of those things. But just observing and just watching people work and seeing how sets were run, and having professors who are from the industry, or some of them were active in the industry, you know, working, still directing, being editors on feature films. You just learn so much, which was awesome. I know that, you know, people have and are successful having not gone to film school, or even just school in general. And like, I'm a very big advocate for like, do what's right for you, in terms of like education. But I really just loved that experience of film school. It taught me so much, like I said earlier, about the ego thing and all those other things. Those are lessons that are bigger than just techniques of filmmaking. Those are like shaping me as a human things that I think I really got from college.
You know, that brings a really, really unique perspective to our little corner of the world, if you will, to have someone who's got that experience, that insight. You got to see some of that, and then you bring that to Snohomish. That's incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was really big for me. I struggled a little bit. Part of me wanted to stay in Hollywood, chase the industry dream, whatever, work on feature films. But I did an internship in Santa Monica, and it was beautiful location and just like the height of luxury everywhere. But the people that I was working with just were like, it felt like they were just like dead inside.
Wow.
They were kind of just drones in a lot of ways. And so many of them were sacrificing family for the sake of their career. And my wife and I, we were married my senior year of college. And when I saw people just putting career over family constantly, and if you didn't, there's 100 people waiting in line to take that spot from you. That really turned me off to the whole concept of the Hollywood industry. Like, well, if that's what it takes to make it, that's not what I want. And so both my wife and I are from the Northwest. And so we just really felt a call to move back home. And yeah, so moved back up here, and I still visit from time to time. I have friends who are in the industry too, which is really cool. I get a little bit of like, oh man, what if I stayed moments.
Of course.
And it's funny because I'll, you know, whenever they're up visiting, or if I go down to visit them, we'll connect and stuff. And I'll say that, and they're like, no, man, you're the one who's made it. Like, you've got family, you've got, and they're just like, it's just a perspective thing.
So was there ever a time at about that spot where you wondered if, you know, this industry, it was just the nature of the industry as compared to the reputation or the location? I'm not saying that Hollywood's a bad location, but they've created an ecosystem there that is plastic or is, you know, you mentioned dead inside. Okay. And people are just existing within this space. But yet, when we've both seen productions, film, stories that are real, they're authentic, they bring out wonder and beauty, right? So was there a time when you thought it was related to the industry?
Hmm.
I'm just curious.
I think
Obviously it's not, because you can make great things.
yeah,
right?
it's a huge. I think it's a little of both.
Okay.
There is a lot of just vanity in the
Of course,
industry.
of course.
I was chatting with a guy who he's trying to be an actor in LA, and he was like on the final round of auditions for the new Happy Gilmore movie,
Mhm.
and he was literally told by his representative, his agent, he's like, they really like you, but this person's going to bring them more views, so they're going with that person.
Oh, wow.
And for him, it was this wake up call of like, oh, that's really what they value, is just the exposure they're getting, or like the reputation that you bring. And so as an actor or even a director, you're like, well, what kind of splash can I make? So your life becomes about the splash versus the swimming, I guess.
Sure, sure.
And so there's a lot of that, especially the people who are chasing the pinnacle, you know? And so I think what you see is like a lot of the people who are making the true like works of art, or the things that are really inspiring or whatever, either they have the money to finance an authentic, real crew of people who aren't ego driven, who could just be who they are, or they're just truly that and they got like super lucky and shot up to that.
Sure.
But then everyone else is sort of just chasing that.
Sure.
And so when you have the like people who are chasing those things, that's when you see a lot of the vanity and a lot of the ego and all of that. But you get both. Like there's some really amazing, genuine, authentic people in that industry, but overall, when it gets to the business side of it, it's just all status and ego chasing and all that.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Yeah. Well, that's not here.
Yeah.
Thankfully, right?
That's what I love so much about Snohomish.
Yeah.
Is like people are just real. And like some of it comes with small town stuff. And there's, sometimes there's downside to just like, oh, so and so this and so that. You get some of the like small town gossip stuff, which is like kind of just quaint when you take a step back.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. I grew up in a small town too.
Yeah. But what I love so much about it is that people are just real and authentic and like genuine. Yeah. And that's what I love about our area.
Yeah. And you can tune out the gossip.
Yeah.
Right? You can tune that out and not participate in it, and really just bathe in the authentic.
Yeah.
Right. The people really just want to get along, want to enjoy.
And that's a majority. Like from my experience, most people are just like super wonderful people.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Okay. So you come back up here, you still have this amazing vision to storytell.
Yeah.
Right. Talk about that transition a little bit.
Yeah. My first job out of college was in digital marketing. I worked as a video director for a small startup marketing agency. That was a part-time role. And then a job opened up actually at my church for a video director role. Sure. It was a full-time role. Sure. I was at a spot right out of college, newly married. I'm like, I'd love stability. And I'd love to use it with my degree. Like doing that would be amazing. So ended up working at my church there for about 7 years as a video director. Told hundreds of people's stories through testimonials and interviews. And then I launched a live stream broadcast kind of online experience literally 4 months before COVID happened.
Wow.
Which was insane. But yeah, so got a ton of experience working there, and I was just feeling post-COVID just like something, I'm ready to move on. Like I'm ready to build to the next thing.
Sure.
And so I started Snohomish Film Company right around there. Was doing weddings on the weekends just because it was a fun creative outlet, and it was different than what I was doing every day. So doing some wedding videography, and then a startup came to me and said, "Hey, we want you to be our content director."
Love it.
And so I was like, "That's cool. That's a huge step up. Like I'd be in charge of a whole team of people, all these things." It's funny. This was like 2.5, 3 years ago, but like little innocent me with doe eyes thinking, oh, a startup, this is wonderful. Like this, nothing can go wrong with this. Not realizing that 90% of startups fail in the first year. I think they told me that stat, but I don't think that registered when I saw the like
we hear
contract.
what we want to hear.
Yeah. But I was at that startup for a year. Really huge learning experience for me, just learning about how corporate marketing works, working how to run campaigns, working how to lead a team of people. Learned what I didn't like about it, but also learned what I loved about it.
Of course.
And so that startup kind of collapsed on itself April of last year. So April 2024, that startup died.
Okay.
And I had shingles right after that because I was so stressed from the work that I was doing there. And like, I felt I think this might be just a personal problem. I feel the weight of things a lot.
Sure.
So I felt the weight of that failing business.
Sure.
And I felt like that was on me, even though it wasn't. And the CEO told me, he's like, Brian, you'd be the last person we would let go. Like, if you're gone, then the company's gone. And so that was cool. But it was one of those things where I was just like, felt a lot of that stress and weight and anxiety. And so after that startup was done, I had a couple months just to process with my wife, Samantha, just about like, what's next for me, for us, like, what are we doing? And I'm like, I love video. I love filmmaking. I love storytelling. But if I'm going to do it at a corporate marketing experience thing, I don't think I'm going to love it. I think I'm just going to be stressed all the time. And so we had enough weddings booked that summer to like pay the bills. And I was like, let's take the summer to try to build our company, talk to businesses about why I like filmmaking and video production. And if that resonates with people, great. If it doesn't, I'll get another job somewhere and do weddings or whatever. Like, keep it as a hobby or something. The former was the case. So how I talk to businesses really resonated with them. Got our first retainer contract within like 3 weeks of just like networking. And we've just been building ever since then. So my wife was able to join the company officially in October of last year. And then we've just been
that's awesome.
Building a business together. It's been really cool.
That is cool. Because some husbands and wives, it's best if they don't work together.
We have moments.
Oh,
where
of course.
We wonder that.
Oh my goodness. I think the last time I talked to her, she said you were necessary that day.
She kept me on for a little bit longer. We joke because when we structured our business, I kind of did it as a joke, but it ultimately turned out really well. But we made her 51% owner and 49% owner because ultimately you want to have a decision maker in a business. And so now I just call her 51.
There we go.
I'm like, you make the call, 51. So
we're good either way, but you're deciding.
You're the one deciding.
That's deep.
But it's been fun. We've had a lot of learning, but it's been really cool.
So you're focusing on businesses, which I think is, we love that. We do the same thing, as you know. And so what are you finding businesses need? What's really, whether they agree or not, but what are you seeing is tremendously valuable to them once they understand it?
As if a business wants to grow, they really need to invest in how people see them.
You bet.
And value-based marketing, I think, will always outperform sale marketing. And when a person knows who you are, they feel more comfortable doing business with you. And I think video is one of the great components to helping people understand who you are.
You bet.
So that's usually what I tell businesses is like, hey, your market is likely saturated. Otherwise, you wouldn't be coming to me to talk about video.
Without a doubt.
You want to stand out. And so what I can do is create really like value-driven content that establishes who you are as a company. We can talk about what you do. We can talk about what makes you different. But really, people want to know who you are, what you're about. And you're going to attract people who care about the same things you care about.
You bet.
And they're going to be your best clients because you already resonate on so many different levels.
That's right.
And so that's usually what I tell people. And some people just want an ad.
Yes.
And I'm like, cool, I'll make you an ad. We'll do a commercial. That's totally fine. But the clients I'm really going after are the ones who really want to like make an impact in their industry and let people know like, hey, we're doing things different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Of the, I'm not going to ask you to, get into who your clients are and stuff like that. That's not really the point. But as you are talking, you're talking to owners, you're talking to entrepreneurs, you're talking to decision makers. How are they receiving that message of, what it is that you're trying to do? Certainly, you're going to have some that are looking for the quick fix, the commercial. They think that's going to move the needle. But how are they receiving the message that you really want them to understand?
The biggest thing is ROI, that people wonder about. They're like,
Yep.
okay, what's the return that I'm getting on
Yep.
spending X amount of money with
Yep.
you? And that's a super valid question that people have. And when I talk to people about that, it's mostly about making a difference between your brand and your marketing. And when you're building a brand, that thing, you're not looking to create leads from building your brand. You're looking to build a reputation with building your brand.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard to point to like, okay, we got 25 phone calls from this brand video that we did. Like, it doesn't really work that way.
No.
And I know, Shannon, as you probably know, there's like, I forget, do you know how many touch points it takes before someone calls someone to do business with them?
You know, it really depends on who you talk to,
Okay.
but and also the variety of media in which they're seeing you. Some say it's as few as 7.
Okay.
Some say it's as many as 21.
Okay.
But I think it's it's some number.
Yeah.
And again, the variety of the channels that they see you on is super important, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've heard kind of the 10 to 13 numbers,
Yep.
so kind of right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I tell them is like, this is a component of a bigger marketing or brand strategy that you need to have.
Yep.
And so, I always tell them, like, do not just use video to market your business. Video can live in 4 or 5 different places. And when we create kind of video strategy, we're like, okay, I make one piece, it's going to live on your website. We're going to write an article about it. We're going to cut it into 3 different ads that you can run on social media.
Yep.
We're going to start a YouTube channel on it. So we're going to hit your, ideal client with 5 different touch points.
Yep.
But I'm like, do not, not be in city lifestyle because you need that exposure too. But like, it's a component of a bigger thing.
That's right.
And it's just about expanding your kind of view of, we need to be kind of everywhere if we want people to remember our name.
Yes, absolutely. No, I couldn't agree more. And so to hear that there's some resonance or some receptivity to that from you as well is really cool.
Yeah.
So I don't want to dwell too much on business, but it's interwoven in our lives, right? My understanding is you've got some kids.
Yeah. Yep. We have a 7-year-old and almost 4-year-old. By the time this comes out, he'll be 4.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And how has that changed your life?
Man, we're getting deep in this. I tell people that I didn't truly understand the phrase unconditional love until you have a baby screaming at you that you cannot calm down. And you love them unconditionally, even though you're getting nothing back from them in that moment. And obviously newborns are something else. But even just throughout the experience of being a dad, there's so many of those opportunities to like, okay, like in this moment, these kids are on my last nerve, but I love them so much.
Oh yeah.
And like nothing could change that.
No.
And like, obviously I feel that towards my wife, but there's just something different about having kids.
Kids are a game changer for sure. I mean, getting married is among life's greatest blessings, at least for me.
Yeah.
But then to add children to that, and it's just a different dynamic to that whole thing. So
it's awesome. And just seeing how they are so unique and like, the whole like nature nurture thing, like, I think they come out a specific way.
Oh yeah.
And like, you can, as a parent, help to shape that into a way that you think is best for them. But in so many ways, they're just who they are.
Oh yeah.
And so you're like, all right, I'm gonna try to show you what I think is best for you.
Yeah. Well, you think you're talking about this screaming Mimi, if you will, is just not going to be satisfied and loving them unconditionally.
Yeah.
I think that's just proof God's got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty great. But yeah, we love it. Our daughter is going to 2nd grade in the fall. Yeah. Son's starting preschool. Yeah. So it's awesome.
Well, I don't have to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. It's fleeting.
Yeah.
It happens fast. And but so enjoy just every minute of it. Every single minute of it. Enjoy it. Even when it's heart-wrenching, when it's you're pulling your hair out. I've got to get this editing done, and they need your attention right now.
Yeah.
It does all work out. I don't know how. I can't tell you how it all works out, but it is worth it without a doubt. So
yeah, that's good.
Huge blessing, and the impact that it makes on the community. You know, your kids are going to grow up here.
Yeah,
right. They're growing up here, and they're going to have an impact on this community, and continue this. There's beautiful things happening here in Snohomish. And it's because of the people, and your kids will contribute as well. Yeah, which we think is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So you mentioned early in life the phrase you used was affirmation, right? There are some things that we look for in the people that we serve and the people that we work with that kind of validate what our contribution is, right? We're on the right track.
Yeah.
What are some of those things that really resonate with you that help you know, whether it's clients or whether it's your team or partners that you use? What are some of those validation points that really make sense to you and help you know you're on the right track?
Yeah. Man, I mean, feedback is huge. I love and hate watching stuff that I make with people.
Oh, sure.
In the same room. I think working in the church world, you're seeing your stuff every single Sunday in front of a room of, when I was working there, around 1,000 people. So I got used to showing my work in front of a large crowd.
Sure.
And you get claps or you get whatever, and you try not to get caught up in like, oh, less people clap for that one than the other one, like little things like that. But what I've found is, like, when I make something, first I show it to Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Usually when I'm watching it with her, I know exactly what she's going to say. Hey, you should change those things, like as we're watching it. But I never noticed those things when I was editing it. So it's this weird thing that happens as a storyteller, filmmaker, whatever, when you're watching it with someone than you're just watching it on yourself.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
And then I would take it to a bigger group, like maybe the client or whatever. But I did a few months ago, I did a video for the city of Snohomish, and they showed it at a state of the city meeting. And it was just really cool to see my work shown in front of just a group of community members.
Sure.
And everyone who's there is someone who cares.
Yeah.
And everyone has different opinions and feelings about what's best for the city.
Of course.
And a lot of people are very vocal about those opinions that they have.
Yeah.
And those are all super valid. But like, to be in a situation like that where everyone had differing opinions on something, and it wasn't heated, but it's city halls are heated.
It can be. Sure.
People get opinionated about things.
Yep.
But then to take a moment just to be like, hey, look at this amazing town that we live in.
You bet.
And look at all these amazing. It was the concept of the film was the power of partnerships.
Oh,
look at these amazing community partners that we have, and business partners, and all these things that we have. And it was this moment of like, let's breathe.
Yeah.
Let's recognize that we're all in this together.
Yeah.
That we're a community. And like, for me, that's super validating to have like a room of people that have a lot of opinions about something, to then watch something and be like, okay, like,
yes,
we're okay now.
You bet. You bet.
And like, maybe it lasted for a day, but like it helped, and so to be a piece of that, to be able to bring people together is super validating to me.
Yeah. No, I think when you have a lot of people coming at something, they're at an objective, and they're bringing their own perspectives, you're always going to have those that are really super comfortable and endorse the status quo, where we've come from, right? What we have today. But you also have to consider those that really want to develop a vision for where we're going, right? And those are inflection points too, right? And challenging for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and should try to get buy-in from both groups is, that's the work of someone other than us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thankfully.
Yeah, for sure. Oof, yeah, I'll make a great video about it, but I don't want to be the one making those decisions.
So we leverage filmmaking. Video storytelling is really something. I love the fact that in their own voice, you're seeing the people who are, really contributing to and making Snohomish a great place to live and work and raise a family.
Mm-hmm.
And I just adore your work. Love
Thank you.
partnering with you where we can.
Yeah.
And from this conversation, we'll definitely have to continue it
Yeah.
in another
Absolutely.
episode. But thanks so much
Cool.
for the time.
Yeah. Thanks, Shannon.
You bet.
Appreciate it. Thanks.